Well, Boro in action again this weekend, and it's another huge game. They're travelling obviously to Stoke City in a game that I think most people think will be a bit of a battle somewhat. Stoke City are a physical side, they're very big and strong, and perhaps the kind of challenge that Middlesbrough don't always relish. They've got some big strong players, as I've mentioned, and if the aerial threat of Rory Delap's long throw is something Boro are going to have to contend with. Haven't been too hot on defending set pieces all season, Boro, and so that's a real cause for concern, and hopefully they've been working hard on the training ground this week to try and remedy that situation. But last weekend, of course, it was a 1-1 draw with Portsmouth, and that didn't really help either club. Boro are still right in the mire, and the price was 3 points if they can get them at Stoke. It would keep Stoke right in it and also give Boro a little bit of breathing space, especially as we head into an international break of about 2 weeks. So there's so much riding on the game. Southgate will be boosted by the return of Gary O'Neill, who seems to have overcome that hamstring injury that kept him out of that match against former club Portsmouth last weekend. He's also got Justin Hoyt back, although I feel he would be unlucky on Tony McMahon if he was dropped in favour of Hoyt. For me, he hasn't really set the world on fire this season for Boro. You can discuss the Luke Young sale in depth, but really the fact is that he's been injured too often. And if McMahon did a good job last week against Portsmouth, why can't he stay in the side this weekend? I personally would stick with him. His crosses were good, his attitude was terrific, and he was one of the reasons why Boro managed to get something out of the game with that last gasp attempt on goal, which was parried by the keeper and was buried by King. So, all in all, a team that will mark a number of changes. Well, I think he'll stick with King up front after he scored last week. And that means Alves will be on the bench again, and you can't have too many arguments about that after making that awful miss in the last minute last week when he could have given Boro all 3 points. And throughout the team, I think Tunjai, of course, will have a key role. He's been lauded by Southgate this week for his performance against Portsmouth. And also Downing, of course, is a vital player, and hopefully he can provide the ammo down the left-hand side. Matthew Bates suspended, and that's maybe a little bit of a problem because although Neil's back, perhaps Alidair struggling a little bit this week. I'm not sure how fit he's going to be, so it would have been nice to play O'Neill wide on the right, if at all possible. Without Bates, that's probably not going to be possible. He's probably going to have to play Archer and O'Neill in the middle and hope Alidair is fit for the right-hand side. But overall, we've got to be positive. It's a match against a team that's down there with Boro, and there's no point being nervous and not having a go now. It's time to deliver. We've been talking about must-win matches now, it seems, every week since November. All but the Liverpool game, Boro haven't managed to turn draws into wins or even defeats into draws. So it's time to deliver now, and let's hope that they can get all 3 points and go into the international break out of the bottom 3.